All right, y'all. Welcome to the program. No intro music, no theme music, no nothing. I'm out of the studio. Let's see. Request. Here we go. Go live. I'm outside of the studio. We're on location. Let me wait for a couple more of y'all to come through. I know you're expecting something, but this ain't that.
Out of the tiny club.
Well, how do I? Yeah, I can't even turn it all the way down. Maybe that's yours coming through. I don't know. We'll figure it out. All right, so yeah. Let me. What's the music? Right on time. Welcome to the program. Let's go live with Lamont King. I'm Lamont King, and you are now live. Let's go. I have no sound effects, so applause right there. We're on location today with the show, man. We're in the field. We're on remote. Shout out to the Peanut Gallery. Everybody checking in. Good to see y'all. We're not in the Drunken Fruit Tiny Closet Studios at this time, but you know the drill. You've been trained properly. Go visit drunkenfruit.com. We're going on Instagram Live this time too. And for my Instagram Live people, YouTube is where you should be. So youtube.com Lamont King. Catch the full show. This is something we do every Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 7. I was going to do the show late today, but my first boss in radio told me 22 years ago, always leave them with something. If you're not going to be around, or if you're not where you can be comfortable, you got to give them something. So there's that. Peanut Gallery, what up? Thumbs up in the chat. Teron was good. West Coast, good to see y'all. John, our bureau chief, our New York bureau chief, good to see you. And Mr. Clarkson on the check, and our executive producer across town in Studio G at this point. All right, so this is what we doing, man. Good to see you. Appreciate you. No sound effects today, so y'all got to do it amongst yourselves. All right, on location. Here's what's going on. So yesterday's show, off the hook, man. The replay value, amazing. I done put 3 clips up on YouTube already. And it's big feedback. The conversation is ongoing. I still see people arguing about True Kitchen, Kevin Kelly, Dallas, Texas, the twerking at the table. People are still arguing about it. Now, y'all know what position I took yesterday. It's all about picking a side. Today, we're doing a full pick a side episode about True Kitchen. And I feel like it's going back to Chris Rock, niggas versus black people. That's why I feel like where we at right now. But in all fairness, I love a good argument. I love a good debate. In all fairness, I had to bring somebody on that represents the other side. Okay? Black people we're not a monolith. We're full of opinions and perspectives, and we gotta learn how to appreciate all that shit. So, long story short, without further ado, let's go live in person. What my man? What do you want to be referred to as? Max?
I mean,
L?
Elliot.
Okay, Elliot.
EB.
EB.
All that good stuff.
All right, so give y'all a little background. You scoot a little bit to your left so they can see in the frame. All right, so it's a live podcast today, man. Live stream, trending topics, celebrity interviews, hilarious commentary, and interesting people, man. So today is going to be nothing short of the usual. So yesterday, right, we talked about on the show True Kitchen. If you haven't done your Googles or whatever, this owner of the spot in Dallas, black dude, confronted his patrons in front of everybody, right? They in there twerking on couches and on the mirror, and he spoke to them a couple times, and you should know the story by now. My position was like, look, man, he was in his rights to do that. And today I still kept it going. And then out of nowhere, my man L was like, nah, man, but if he created that atmosphere, so let's get to it. You're a bartender.
Yes, sir.
You're a brunch connoisseur. You live in that world.
Live it.
The first thing that you said was he went about it wrong. Explain that.
So first off, with hospitality and service industry, there's automatically this idea that, like, you're providing a service, right? You're creating something. You're giving people what they want, right? So to then turn around in that same context of, like, I wanted to create this, I wanted to create that, and then curse, swear, give everybody attitude, tell them you don't need their money and to go. That's already starting off the wrong way with how you deal with any situation.
Now, are you so relax? I want you to be you.
Yeah.
Don't give me manager. I don't want the manager special right now.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying? You trying to tell me the cussing was too much? That's what did it for you?
Not the cussing, the tone, the talking down,
which part was talking down?
Just that whole idea of I spent this, I did that, and now you people who are here spending your money without, validating whether or not their money's good, you just telling them that you don't care about them.
No, he's trying to make a point. And so again, none of us was there.
Right.
And we only get context based on what the internet has provided us. He spoke to them on multiple occasions.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what was said back to him?
That's fair enough.
Fair enough. They could have been big talking him.
Look, I tell people all the time, right? The hardest part of bartending is the drunk people.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part. The hardest part of the hospitality industry is dealing with drunk people. You can do drinks all day. You can bring in plates of food, bring it, drop it off, stand on your feet for 13 hours. But when you get someone being drunk and stupid, that's a whole nother problem, right? So again, I don't disagree with the idea that you don't want people standing on your furniture, right? You don't want people dancing on the tables. You don't want people standing on the chairs, putting their palms on your glass that you spend 10 hours cleaning. I get it. But you also cannot then turn around and have a live DJ in there and get pushed to the point that you're pissed off about it.
Well, the DJ and the live music, to me, that's not the problem. Like I should be able to do that in the spot that I did all these things I said I did it.
Mm-hmm.
I should be able to create that atmosphere for people who want that atmosphere, but who can contain themselves and sit the fuck down. You know what I'm saying? And not like what the picture you painted when we on our back and forth when we was talking online is like, because that music is there, that behavior has to take place. I disagree with that.
Okay, not that the behavior has to take place. I'm not saying that the behavior has to take place, but it's like if you did a Prince concert, right?
Okay.
You know that you're going to attract different types of people to a Prince concert, right?
Right.
There's going to be some people that's going to throw their panties on the stage. There's going to be people that's going to stand there, dance, and sing along, right?
Right.
So once you've done that, once you as a promoter, concert venue person decide that you bring Prince, you know you're getting both of those things are guaranteed.
Right.
So if you bring in a DJ, you got Douce cocktails flowing. There's nothing but cognac and mimosas at every table.
Right.
You cultivated this vibe for Black people to attend. And anyone who's been to a brunch in the past 10 years.
Right.
And we know DC is live for brunches. I worked at Red Rocks on 8th Street for brunch. The couch dancing is the tame part. You got to go around and tell people, like, you cannot stand on the bar. You cannot get on this table.
Oh.
So, like, and then she prayer hands joint too.
Yeah.
So he had the prayer hands. He was begging like, please, everybody calm down. Like, that's not what we want.
Right.
Cool. Maybe they do it again. At that point, you only have to deal with the customer that's going against your wishes. You don't have to turn the music down and yell at everyone in there and tell them fuck off if you don't like it. Like, that's crazy. Well, because if I was there, I would have got up and left. I wouldn't have paid no bill. I would have left some cash for my server.
See, that's the thing. I would have enjoyed the fact that he was holding people accountable, because I think we don't do that enough, because most of us are scared. Most people, we're scared of each other. And people always say, I saw all day today, he could have said it a different way. What way? That's the language of understanding. At that point, that's the language of that's in all of our life. It's in our music. It's in our show. He can't come at them any other way in that moment, I don't think. And then be looked at with any amount of integrity or credibility. Stop it, guys. Knock it off. That's not what we're doing here.
I don't know about the soft stop it, guys, knock it off. But like I said, if you just go up to the patron that was breaking your rules,
which you did already.
Yeah. So then, what was the point of addressing the whole?
She kept doing it.
The one person.
Well, there were other tables that were twerking.
So then his
it was a
issues.
mixed bag of twerk.
Well, everybody wasn't at a table with a glass window next to it, so his issue was with the twerking and not with he didn't want people twerking in his restaurant.
Right.
So what I'm saying is, if you don't want people twerking in your restaurant, you don't play live DJ.
But you got it. But where is it on you to have some type of body control to fucking relax and eat just because your song is on?
Well, why would you relax and eat at brunch? Who relaxes and eats at brunch?
Well, who said that was brunch? First of all, that was the memes today took off running with DC
okay.
brunch. We don't know if that was brunch time.
So it could have been dinner.
It could have been
Thursday night.
It could have been.
All right, Thursday night dinner. Why do you have a DJ blasting?
Because you want people to come in and enjoy that vibe. That vibe does not automatically necessitate twerking. That's the point.
So you think you're gonna have a DJ extra
and I'm sitting there and I'm eating, I'm grooving.
I'm not Meg the Stallion.
Sure, body. You know what I'm saying? I'm sipping, I'm looking around. But my whole point was, even bigger than that, I got what he was saying about how you expect me to hold the men accountable to be on some gentleman shit and me not say nothing to y'all. To me, that was the biggest takeaway. That made sense to me. Because he probably got to tell guys, hey guys, listen, don't harass her. She said no, back up. Pull your pants, come in here. We don't, pull your pants up, no sneakers. It's probably a whole bunch of lists because, we always got to go through 11 steps just to get into somewhere. So it's probably all of that. And then I get in there. I made it in. I paid extra. It was ladies free before 11.
Mm-hmm.
I did this. I had the right shoes on. I had the belt on. And and I'm not talking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
And then I see that. He right.
About what?
In his argument, like, if I got to tell the guys to do all this respectability type shit and I don't say nothing to y'all, I'm dead wrong.
What? So first of all, I'm going to tell you, for those of you that know me and knew me when I was younger that have tuned in, I used to bounce back in the day too.
Okay.
So before I ever started bartending, I bounced at McFadden's in Georgetown. And we got a new GM while I was there. All of a sudden, he came up with a whole bunch of new rules, right? All those rules are meant to weed out niggas, basically.
Yeah, yes.
That's all the rules are. Right. That's all the shoes. Right. You can't wear no shirt with an excessively large logo on it, but a white boy with flip-flops on and a Tom Brady jersey is good.
Right.
So the problem with that, the intrinsic issue with that is that just comes from like some part of self-hatred though.
Oh.
That's just some part of self-hatred, especially if you're a black owner and you think that you're inviting a certain type of person into your establishment by making dress code rules. You're already messing up. I'll tell you a quick story. Right?
Okay, I can. Okay, let me hear your story, and then I'll give you one.
26 years old, about to throw a party at Pose or Posh. Which one was it?
Where is it?
National Harbor Gaylord Hotel. Pose.
Uh-huh.
So I go on a Thursday night. I'm wearing jeans and a polo. He tells me I can't come in, right? And I was like, look, bro, I'm just trying to figure out if I'm coming here on Saturday for my birthday. I'm going to spend a few thousand. Like, we're going to have a good time. So he calls the manager. The manager comes down, lets me in. And he tells me that, this joint's talking in my ear.
Yeah, my bad.
So he tells me that, the reason why we have this code is that we just want a certain type of person here. We don't want too much drama. Like, so I told him, I said, sir, it's not really difficult to get a button-up shirt. It's like $30 at Macy's.
Right.
I was like, a drug dealer can easily get a $30 shirt.
Right.
Like, that's nothing.
And still come in and cause trouble.
I go in Saturday night, pay, have a good time. Maybe like a month or so later, someone gets stabbed in the VIP, thrown over the balcony down to the first floor of just the club.
Yeah, I remember that.
So, right.
Yeah.
That was like a month after my birthday, right? So the whole idea that you set these dress codes to create that's not part of your ambiance and vibe. Because anyone can get any ratchet joint that will twerk down at church can do whatever she needs to do to pass that dress code. Any murderer can do whatever he needs to do to pass your dress code. But once you get inside the establishment, it's your job to curate your vibe and feel. If I opened a spot, I would never be upset about people dancing. Now, maybe, like I said, stay off my damn furniture. But if you want to party, keep your feet on the ground. Once I have a DJ and it's live and loud, I don't care what the furniture looks like. Like, no one's going to care about that. They're going to move it to the side. When you at a cookout, the electric slide comes on. What are people doing?
Okay.
They're going to get up and do the electric slide.
It's not the same.
What do you mean? It's the same exact thing. Why?
So here's all right. Cold thing.
Yeah, yeah.
I have a similar opinion on that. And there was a guy in town, in the market that we're in, who was very big on that, caught a lot of help for that years and years and years, but he stuck to it and got rich. He said no go-go would be played in any of my establishments because it attracts a certain crowd. That go-go crowd shitted on him for years and years and years. All this messed up. You don't like black people, but they still went. And then the other crowd that didn't care that he didn't play go-go, they went.
Yeah.
And he still got rich. So it's a double. That has two sides to that argument. It can be effective. I do not like when black people do that. However, in this case, it's not about. I don't think it was a dress code issue. Even though in Atlanta, about a month ago, there was the issue at that sushi place.
Right.
With the dress code, where he put the guy out, and everybody in there. Now that's the shit that you supposed to cause a ruckus over. Right. But this incident, I think, is different, in the sense that, well, one, I spoke to you. Two, it was multiple tables. Somebody in the chat room in the peanut gallery said it was 3 tables. I already spoke to you. Now you just, at this point, you just wilding. That's not what we do here. Mm-hmm. That I feel like that point is a valid point. I'm creating a vibe for you to enjoy yourself, but that part, we don't do that here.
No.
I don't understand how you don't see that.
No.
How you don't see that?
You're gonna miss me every time. Once we get it, right? I'm telling you, I get it. I get it. People out of pocket, right? There's a certain thing that the furniture standing on, etc. Right? Now, I don't know what the other 2 tables were doing. I did see the video of the young lady standing on the bench twerking with her hands on the glass.
Yeah, on the glass.
Yeah, she was twerking with her hands, fingerprints all on your glass and stuff. I get it, right? Yeah. So you go over, you say, young lady, please, you mind stepping down from there? Like, you're not allowed to dance up there. If you want to dance, you have to come out onto the floor right here, right? That would be tight. He don't have that. That's not the place for that. He said you can go to Pink, you can go to Prime. This ain't the place where you dance. Why have a DJ and speakers then?
Because I like that vibe. I like that vibe.
Okay, but
I like to be at a grown spot.
Why have the DJ and the speakers?
If I go to Fogo de Chao and I'm sitting there with or what's the place where you got to put a jacket on?
Ocean Air.
Something like that.
You gotta wear a jacket.
All right. If I go in there and I see the DJ and they got I'm like, oh shit, they about to be playing some joints, and they start playing some joints. I still enjoy that vibe. It's not just expecting of me to just start pop locking and shit when a good classic hip hop joint come on.
I got you.
So what's wrong with the DJ? But what's wrong with the DJ?
There's nothing wrong with the DJ. I love that vibe. I'm from that vibe.
Yeah,
that's why I left World of Beer in Arlington, because I want that. I miss that vibe behind the bar. I love it.
But what about that makes it automatic for you to just cut a monkey, act a fool?
I cannot think of a single place in which there was a DJ that was playing hip hop music, anything popular, that people were not dancing at. I just can't think of anything.
I could think of tons.
People go to concerts, and it might be a comedy show. It might be a comedy show where DJ starts spinning. What? Say it's a lie.
What?
That you might be at a comedy show and the DJ starts spinning. If the music's cranking, people gonna dance. When else do you dance at a comedy show other than a DJ playing music?
I don't know if I could. There's no high-end comedy club for one.
That's probably not true.
He's true.
That's probably not true.
So what the man was saying was, I'm trying to create something here for a certain clientele. Mm-hmm. Do you knock him targeting a certain clientele?
That's his business, and people may not know this, and I'm just going to let y'all know. Hospitality and service industry, none of that is a right. All of it is a privilege. So
on whose behalf?
It's a privilege for the customer to be in someone's establishment.
Sure. Okay.
So you do not have to serve people. I'm telling you right now, I, as a bartender, because I also have my manager's license, I've cut off a million people.
And I've seen you do it.
So you do not have to serve people. Someone comes in there acting belligerent. If they're being disrespectful to your staff, no matter what they ordered on the menu, you can ask them to leave. It's not your right to be in anyone's establishment. So he can set whatever guidelines that he wants, right?
Right.
What I'm saying is, and where he's wrong, is because he's going to continue to have this headache as long as he's doing Douce slushies.
No, he won't. Because the people who cannot control their urges or their impulses to twerk on the couches, be like, oh, that nigga's lame. That's the spot whack. We not going no more. And then everybody else is free to eat and bob their head in peace.
Not free to, because again, I'm not twerking on nobody furniture. But if I was in there and he did what he did, I don't care if I already was eating my lamb chops or not. I'm gonna go. Because I would, first of all, I don't appreciate you lecturing me about something that somebody else is doing and I had nothing to do with.
Okay, so that's a very valid point.
Don't
But
lecture me.
I feel
don't
like
stop. Turn the music off. Come here. Hey, y'all listen to me. Nah,
Well,
I don't give a damn how much money you
okay,
got.
that's a valid point. However, I feel like that wouldn't have happened if there were people like you and I in there. I think he sized up his situation very well. I think he knew who he was talking to.
Okay.
And just based on my little basic investigative observation, the whole room was young.
Okay.
And I felt like he felt like he could talk that way to them.
He was fathering.
Yeah, he could be that way and had to be that way, right? If it was
that's
other,
fucked up.
Well, if I'm in there and I got the chip and I'm like, oh, what is this nigga talking about? You know what I'm saying? If I'm like that, then it might have went different. But I still think he was within his rights, and I always say this: there's an obvious age difference. Y'all just, and I'm indicting all of y'all. So this is clearly a generalization, but y'all get it differently than we got it. Like your era, the brunch era, I lump it in there. The brunch era has a different sense of entitlement, where you would take offense to him talking to you like that.
I don't know. So in all fairness, right? I don't even know if I necessarily feel like a millennial, just because like my whole vibe is a lot older.
Sure.
So
sure.
I also had old heads that talked to me, any kind of way that they wanted to.
Right.
So I mean, I was getting that from all angles.
But it's a lot of people from this current era that was on
Mhm.
display in that video who feel like they're above being checked, above reproach.
Yeah, again,
I don't think he's yelling at grown folks in that way in that restaurant.
All right. I mean, for me, certain things, once you make a move, it's like chess, right? Once you make a move, the other person makes their move.
Uh-huh.
So when you, like I said, the fact that I heard the kitchen was backed up. Right?
Okay, I missed that.
So I heard that the kitchen was backed up. People were waiting an hour for an entree.
Okay, I missed that.
Okay. Then you're playing the music. Then that means if they're waiting an hour for an entree, that means they probably already had 2 or 3 cocktails.
Sure.
And if it was that big Douce bottle that filled with the slushy,
with the straw,
if that's what you were serving them, and they're on number 2,
there's
a good chance that with the knocking music, that shawty's gonna get up and start shaking some ass. It's just it's not absurd to, you can follow that timeline pretty easily, right? So once you have put together those things, the idea of you being irate enough to tell the DJ to stop playing the music, to then address your entire crowd that's in your restaurant, to set the tone for what type of an establishment you are, you already fucked up, because your tone was opposite. You literally are saying one thing and doing another. That's like being like, I don't believe in beating women, and you smacking the hell out your wife at home. So like that just doesn't make sense. Like they're contradictory ideas.
What would not have been contradictory to you? As a person who works in the service industry, what should he have done, even though he had already spoken to them?
So I don't think that there's anything wrong with creating an atmosphere for Black people, right?
Right.
If I had an establishment, right, and I didn't want it to be a party, I would still play hip hop music. It might be a little older hip hop music. I would, especially if I had a DJ, I'm gonna tell him like, avoid the ass shaking ones. Don't put no Uncle Luke on if the crowd is 30 and over, and don't put on no Meg Thee Stallion if they're 30 and under. Don't do it. I don't want to see it. Leave that shit off, right? You play give them some Jodeci, give them some things they'll sing along with, bop to while they eat, but I don't want nobody shaking their ass. They're not getting up. And if they get up, your ass is fired. That's option 1, right?
Okay.
Because the DJ, we all know, you come from the radio. You know damn well that the music dictates how the party goes.
Yes.
Right?
Even though it wasn't a party, but yes.
But that's how, okay, if it's not a party, if you had people over your house, if you had 10 people over your house and your playlist is back-to-back Meg Thee Stallion and they're 25, if at a certain point they're gonna get up. You play the baby, you play Meg, they're gonna get up.
No, but okay, I would be even stricter at the crib. Because if I'm living in an apartment and I'm like, hey, we about to turn up in here, but just don't stomp on the floor or don't stand on my couches. And the first thing you do when the good shit come on is stomp on the floor and stand on the couch. Nigga, I'm shutting everything down and I'm yelling at y'all.
Okay, but you do realize that it's not because of the person's reaction to the atmosphere that you set. It's the atmosphere that you set. It's a catalyst,
that's where we disagree.
Nah, it's a catalyst. You cannot.
That's where we disagree. I think you should be able to control yourself regardless of the atmosphere.
I'm just talking about human behavior at this point. That's all I'm talking about is human behavior. There's no way that there's just what you're asking for. What he's asking for is too much. It's too much. You cannot create that atmosphere and then be mad when people treat you. Cannot create Parks Brunch.
Should be
you cannot try and recreate Parks Brunch, whether it's Saturday night or Friday afternoon or whenever the hell this was happening. I don't care when it was. You can't recreate that without getting everything that comes with Parks Brunch. If you, for example, you've been to Red Rocks a million times. The vibe on the first floor is different from the rooftop, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. And it's deliberate.
It's very deliberate.
It's curated that way.
It's curated that way.
Yeah.
So you might even still be able to hear the music from the second floor. And people are like, what's going on upstairs? But the first floor is giving you all restaurant.
Subdued,
It's a big ass bar. People sit around there drinking. It's not very much.
However, even if the music is bleeding over, because it's restaurant, you still are going to get that subdued action.
But we're also playing, I think it was the Arctic Monkeys playlist. I don't even know who the Arctic Monkeys are, but that was the trash that was playing on the first floor. No hookah, it was just restaurant. You could get pizza and you could listen to this bullshit music and you can get a cocktail. But once you went up those steps, it was completely different, right?
Yeah.
The expectations changed. It could be people eating. It could also be someone twerking.
That's a fine example. But it's a false equivalency in this particular.
I don't see it. I don't see the false equivalency.
It's not the same thing. So first option was change the atmosphere. If he didn't do that and wanted the music to still play, what was another? How should he have handled it in your eyes from working in that industry?
I think he was not incorrect. I don't think he was incorrect until he started addressing the entire group.
Okay.
From security to bartending, if someone's doing something, I'm going to go address that person. I'm also not going to loop in what Black people's needs are and shit like that too. He was wrong for that. Like,
which part? Say what you mean.
When he starts to talk about Black people need to do this and that, and you need to respect yourselves, like he's talking down to women without even.
I didn't get that.
But that's what it is.
Not necessarily. That's not talking down to women. He's saying if I have an expectation that I put on the brothers.
To do what?
To have self-respect and conduct themselves with respect, which is fine and fair. Well, we don't know what the rules are for the guys.
Yeah.
So he made it sounded plain and apparent to me that there's probably been some discussion about how the fellas need to conduct themselves in there, which I'm fine with.
I don't know. I haven't seen any.
So him to say, well, you probably won't. But there's probably some rules, and there's probably been some conversation because he feels like he's probably part of the community and can have that rap. And so for him to say, for me to put those expectations on the brothers and hold them accountable and not say nothing to y'all, I'd be wrong. I don't see no problem with that.
Did you see his TMZ interview?
No, I didn't. But I read his follow-up post on Instagram where he kind of apologized. And it made a lot of sense how he apologized and what he said. And
I didn't see that post, so maybe I need to see that.
The last two Instagram posts was very smart, very clever. He weaved in some marketing and some promotion. It was probably done by somebody with his PR team. But what did he say on the TMZ? I didn't see that.
Damn, I gotta be a simp though.
No, that's rule number one. Don't pay attention to the peanut gallery.
I gotta be a simp though. That's crazy.
Don't pay attention. That's called trolling. I got some professional trollers in here.
I'm not too worried about it.
Don't even look at them.
Worried about it.
But go ahead with
it. Nah. So
what do you say on TMZ?
Oh, so just on TMZ, his issue, he didn't even really bring up the furniture part.
Okay.
Like he never said anything. He was just like that dancing. Like we don't want the twerk dancing is what he said. He said it multiple times. Even homeboy, the white dude from TMZ, was like, "You're saying, that your issue is with the dancing." He shouldn't have did that. At the end of the day, it sounds like a man, trying to tell Black women how he wants them to carry themselves, and whatever
in his establishment.
No, that's fair. Yeah, in his establishment.
So in his establishment, that's not fair to you.
it's again, it's very fair if
Okay.
if you're fair about how you deal with it, right? If you see somebody twerking, you're like, sweetie, we don't allow dancing in our establishment, right? You walk up to it. I really think if he would have started there, said we don't allow dancing, but you also have to explain yourself for why you have a DJ and loud music playing if you don't want
DJ
people to
and
dance.
loud music is not synonymous with shaking your ass.
Where do you see speakers and a DJ and people are not dancing? I'm just confused by that.
It's not that it's just not automatic to me. You can not dance. You could just enjoy yourself.
To jazz music.
No. To a sound system with a DJ absolutely
Meg
crushing
Thee Stallion comes
and,
on,
and you can
you're
eat
shocked by dancing.
man. You can just keep eating. You literally can just.
I
keep
can't
eating.
even think of a single environment when that happens. Yeah.
It could be in that environment. That's what he wanted.
No, but
he wanted
so
that.
then the DJ has to curate that experience.
He
If
you
don't want 2 hours of fine dining, right?
Okay.
If that's what I wanted, if I'm DJing, I want 2 hours of fine dining. Cool. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play like some softer stuff. I'm gonna give you, like I said before, like some Jodeci. I'm gonna give you some Drew Hill, like some stuff you will enjoy listening to while you.
That's fine, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, he should also be able to play what the fuck he wants, and have that environment as well, without the expectation of you have to stand on
dance music without thinking that the people are gonna dance.
It could happen.
We need a DJ. We need a DJ.
But it could happen. You could,
I've never heard of such a thing. I've never heard of it.
Well, you're not of a certain age. After a certain age, the dancing part really don't. It may not hit you the same way. You know what I'm saying? You may want to just sit there and just fucking eat.
Yeah, but so those same women that you're talking about who want to sit there and just fucking eat.
There.
No, but if they were, right, they might not get up for Meg. Play back that ass up. Start taking over for the 99 and the 2000s and see what would have happened in that world.
Yeah, I can't disagree.
You
with that.
will never be able to. If the DJ, no, I party with. I love my crowd is 35 plus at the very least. That's where I live at.
Yeah.
If they taking over for the 99 and 2000s, it's going down.
It's a wrap. It's
going down. It's going to be ass shaking everywhere. They're not going to get on the furniture.
Okay.
They're going to put their hands on the ground.
Okay.
They're going to put their hands on the ground.
On the table, because that's what a lady does. On the table.
We just saw the video in the group chat with the hands on the ground at the wedding party.
At the wedding party.
Remember the burgundy?
Yeah, that was in like Nigeria or something. Yeah, that's
I mean, what is that? What do you say?
No, what I'm saying is, if Cash Money is taking over for the 99 and 2000 comes on,
go your work with some ass here.
That demographic is 35 up, 40, and they may bend over and touch the table. They're not touching the ground. Not 45 and up. They're not touching the ground.
Well, 5 and up is not, but 5 to 40 might give it.
They may make the attempt to try to get down there.
It's gonna be tough to get back up.
Somebody
I
help
see what
them
you're
up.
saying.
Yeah. It's not gonna be like, all right, I'm on these couches, bitch. and we sloshed and we over here and I'm working the walls, on some strip club shit. He just didn't want that. And I couldn't tell what the location was. Was that a mirror wall? Was it a glass wall? Did it open into a building?
I couldn't really tell. You were worried that you might fall through or something. Or just people seeing her walking past.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Okay.
Was that his concern or?
I mean, I don't know. It just, to me, it just doesn't feel right. Because there's a part of that conversation that he was having basically with himself that essentially was like, I know what's better for y'all than y'all know for what's better for yourself.
I feel like, yes, you could read that energy.
Yeah, that's the way he was talking. That's the tone he took.
And me personally, I'm not really that mad at that. I'm not. As a business owner, I know that's a no-no, but me personally watching, I'm not mad at that.
So imagine you just told these people you don't give a fuck about their money. You have 105 people in your establishment. Some people got food. A lot of people got drinks. Mm-hmm. And they say, "Oh, you don't want our money?" And they all get up and walk out.
So he was wrong.
So that's your revenue loss and your
He was wrong about that, because even if you meant that, you don't say that. I do understand that point. But maybe he says that because he's confident that the bulk of his audience is not those type of individuals. So he's not going to lose.
And I heard he's an attorney, so he knows a little something about human behavior easily. So, I mean, maybe he read the room. Maybe he felt like
that's what I'm saying.
Needed to parent some of those.
That's what I feel like.
People in his establishment.
Yeah.
But again, you can always address when you do security. When I threw people out, I never went I never went back down the steps and told the DJ to cut the music and told anybody else, if you act the ass, you're going outside too. Like, that's not how that works. You just go up to the person. After your second time, you're like, sweetie, please, you know, you can't, I told you already, please don't get up on the furniture again. If you do, I'm going to have to ask you to leave. That is a whole different conversation. If she gets up again, now, she's literally volunteering herself.
So one, I feel like he might have said that. Two, that age group, are they listening to that? No.
Well, then she's gone.
Well, I mean, do you want to go through that and you know, security and everybody pick up the phone and tape it and once somebody get tossed, I know, but he felt like, let me say what I got to say and get it over with. You know what I mean? It's getting out of hand here. Lamar, shut the music down, whoever the DJ name was. Lamar, shut it off. And let me say this. Let me get this out.
His name was probably DJ Twerk Nasty.
Yeah, right.
DJ Twerk Nasty cut the music off.
Yeah.
Nah, bro. Either way, you still, even if you have to cut the music to make a larger point, your point doesn't need to involve you telling people you don't give a fuck about them and they can leave if they want to.
All right, two obvious questions, right? If they were white patrons, would he have talked to them that way?
No.
All right. Second obvious question. If it was the same black patrons at a white spot, would they have done that?
Are you saying all things are created equal to DJs blasting Meg and shit?
Yeah, it's
yes.
No.
Red Rocks was white owned. They danced on all the furniture every brunch.
But y'all let them do that.
But even if we would have,
I'm talking about in this scenario where you can't.
All of us didn't let. I never let people get on the furniture, but I stopped working brunches like 3 years ago. So.
I don't see them doing that at a white spot.
Red Rocks was a white spot.
We talking about Red Rock. This group in this town, I don't see them in Dallas. I don't see them doing it at a white spot.
If you're playing, listen, do you know how many people would ask me if Red Rocks was black owned? Because they were confused because the staff was black, the managers were black, and the crowd was always black.
Your position is music makes you lose control.
If you're a white person and you open a business in the middle of a black community, right? You play the music for the black community. You serve the drinks that the black community wants to drink.
All that's fair and good.
Yeah.
At a little restaurant, that's not a bar, that's not known for club, that's not known for party, and the music is good, and they get to dance, and the white owner comes over to your table twice and says you cannot twerk and stand on the furniture here. You're not doing it because you have a hearty fear. The same way the self-hate thing, it goes both ways. You have a hearty fear of what you think the consequences are going to be for you. But Black Dad.
There's so much conjecture.
It is.
It's so much conjecture.
But it goes both ways.
And I'm a simp, so it's really hard.
Right, there you go. All right, let's see what they talk about. No, I'm not. Jay Lee, you done said that twice. I'm not repeating that on there. You ain't trying to get me canceled already. Not even repeating that. But all right, let's keep it moving, man. We got not a lot of time left. Tell me some wild stories, man, from behind the bar, man.
Man, I don't know who's tuned in.
Not a well, no, not no. I mean, like dealing with patrons and customers. Or just being in that server life, the wildest shit you done seen as a server.
Wildest.
Or you already said you had to throw people out when you was a bouncer.
Yeah, I had to do that. One of the craziest, right, bartending on 8th Street. I had a gentleman come in, right. He sat in my bar. He was by himself. And he was just, very comfortable, like he'd been there a million times, right? Which was strange to me because I worked there for a long time. So this is my first time seeing him. So he sits down. He's like, yeah, man, hey, y'all still got that pasta? I was like, yeah, we still got it. He was like, yeah, man, that chicken Alfredo joint, man. Yeah, I love that. He was like, but I don't eat chicken, though. No chicken on it, right? So I was like, all right. So I put in the pasta. I rang it in, no chicken. Normally, I always tell people that there's bacon in that dish. But he was so adamant about he had it a million times. He don't eat chicken that I just rang it in minus the chicken.
Okay, got it.
He told me he had it a bunch of times. So I'm not about to argue with you. He told me how you want the dish, whatever. So it comes out. He starts eating it. I come over, check on him. And he's like, hey, what is this? And he pushes a piece of bacon to the edge of the bowl, right? I said, oh, that's bacon. And he goes, man, I told you I don't eat meat. He starts yelling at me, right?
Oh, okay.
Drops his fork, starts spitting the food out of his mouth onto the bar.
I told you I don't eat meat.
Yeah,
no, you didn't.
You did not. You said you don't eat chicken,
no,
sir.
you didn't. Right.
So again, and you know, I wasn't the owner, but I didn't, you know, I was very offended. I was very angry. But I ain't go too far to tell the man how he's supposed to act.
Right.
That would have been me like demeaning him as a man to be like, bro, you
I see how you how you brought that around.
Yeah,
that's not even what I asked you to do. I asked you to tell me a story. Hey, John, I see. Oh, so John Watson. All right, let's go to our New York bureau chief, John Watson. What's good with you?
I'm here.
Yeah.
Hey, so again, hospitality is my shit. You know what I'm saying? I've got a degree in it. I've worked in restaurants, hotels, the whole nine. So I'm siding with my man on the fact that the owner definitely could have addressed the crowd in a different fashion to get the result he was looking for without hitting them with the motherfuckers and the whatever else he was saying and the you know, I built this here now for you, whatever the hell he said. He could have said it in a completely different way and would have gotten the result he was looking for, because, you know, I don't know what happened post that massive speech that he gave, if people was like, all right, well, you know, I'm up and I'm out, or whatever. But he could have had the twerking stop and all of that, you know, but he's not hospitality. You can tell he's not hospitality trained. There's no way he's hospitality trained.
If you
have hospitality training,
yeah,
it won't even come into your mind frame to talk to your paying customers like that, regardless of what the behavior is.
And your entire restaurant, that's crazy.
He missed the day where they did the field trip to Chick-fil-A. He missed
that day. So that, and I agree. You know, if you see that clearly the DJ is creating a vibe, you know what I'm saying, that you're not looking for, you tell the DJ to kill that vibe. You know what I'm saying? Lower the time. I'm sure the music was probably, again, how loud was the music? If you hear, you know, girl, you look good, better back that ass up, but it's on 3, you're like, oh, that was the joint. But if you hear it on 8, you're like, oh, they must want us to do something up in this part. They like push the table back. They must want us to do something. You know, you create the vibe, son. But you can't be mad at the vibe you created once you created it. The only thing you can do is kill it. You know what I'm saying? And alter it, you know what I mean? Because you altering people's psychology. They're like, oh, okay, they just playing old school tunes. They playing Megan in the background, but they're not playing it for us to rock out to it. They just playing it because it's current and it's low, but people can still hear each other speak and so forth. That's the restaurant you're creating. I want people to speak. I want the, you know, conversations to be happening and the food to be at certain, you know, of a certain level and blah, blah, blah. That's the type of place I'm creating. You got to create that mood all the way around, son. You can't, you know, have a $50 plate and be playing fucking trap music at the same time and expect, you know, some shit not to go off.
Yeah. Well, true. Hey, man, that's what this show is all about, man. Pick a side. I picked one side. I got outnumbered 2-1.
I mean, I'm only on his side. I'm on his side in his thought process. I'm just not on his side in his delivery. Way off.
I mean, dance on my furniture. No. Yeah. Get the hell down.
Yeah.
Right. But that whole
you shouldn't have a restaurant. If his goal in a restaurant is not to have security, you know what I'm saying? Like, you shouldn't have a restaurant and have security, because then, like, you know, what vibe is your restaurant if you got to have security? You know what I'm saying? I haven't been to many restaurants where it's, you know, of a nice class and they got a security like, nah, fam, y'all gotta get down.
Well, it is Dallas, so I mean,
come on, man. Does every restaurant in Dallas have security, fam? Come on, man.
No shot at Dallas.
Once you have a DJ, though, you've introduced something
exactly
totally different outside of restaurant. Exactly. If you want to play that music over the house system and it's just at a nice little decibel that people can hear it, vibe to it, eat, that's something totally different. Like John said, the second that you turn it to 10, it's going down.
And the last thing our executive producer, Mr. Clarkson, says that the only WAP in the building was the warm ass place. That's what the owner wants.
For the win.
Yeah, for the win. And we'll leave on that. All right, there it is. Thank you for our bureau chief, our New York bureau chief, John Watson from All Fun and Games. All right, and on behalf of everybody in the Peanut Gallery, man, all of y'all tuned in. I appreciate y'all, man. Mr. Clarkson working the logisticals over there in Studio G, and my man Elliot. Always a pleasure, man. Where you working these days? Or can you say it? Are you?
Yeah, no, I can definitely say it. I'm at District Soul Food on 8th Street in Southeast DC. I'm there Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. cranking, having a good time, setting up the party, serving them rocktails the way that I always do.
They definitely be twerking. They're there when you be serving. The music and everything.
It's a vibe.
It's a vibe. All right, y'all. Once again, feel free to support this endeavor. We won't have to do on location. Hey, if y'all give me the right funding and underwrite, we won't have this issue. You know what I'm saying? Send us if you enjoyed the show, send us a little something. $ Lamont King 06. We're here Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. to 7. And that's about it, man. Let me see. Can I play the intro from here on the outro? Roland Martin is definitely not going to be on today's show because we don't have the capabilities and the phone line is down. So there's that. Maybe tomorrow, Roland, we'll try to squeeze you in. And Crispus, on behalf of Crispus back in the studio, we'll see y'all tomorrow, man. All right, that's it, man. Be safe out there.